It's Ports a Call waterfront dining, award-winning service and cuisine with a view of the dynamic L.A. harbor from every seat. For reservations and directions, visit portsacalldining.com or call 310-833-3553.
Welcome to another edition of Living Out Loud. I'm Barbara Venezia, and I'm here with my co-host, Renee Horsch.
Hey, Barbara.
And Ben McDonald.
Hello.
And we are all about social media.
I know.
We are learning so much. We've been doing, this is our fourth podcast with Ben, and he is teaching us so much about the importance of social media, what to do, what not to do.
I'm feeling so smart now, right?
I know.
I'm actually leaving our studio today with, knowledge. This is great.
Well, now I know.
Not just Cool Whip and sprinkles, right? Yeah.
Right. Well, now I'm going to have to go sign up on Snapchat.
I know. That's the next thing.
Snapchat's my favorite.
God,
It
we gotta
is,
start
'cause it's
doing
instant.
that. Yeah.
And now they have new filters, so you look at yourself and they'll put, you all of a sudden you look like a dog. You can there's so much you can do. There's geotag, so it will say what location you're at, the temperature outside, all sorts of stuff, filters.
Now, can you tag can you do? Because how I've got my Instagram set up, I can tag Facebook and Twitter, and I hit it once and poof, it hits it all.
No, this is totally
this is
exclusive,
all to itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, I understand the fascination with social media. What I've never really been able to wrap my head around is the Twitter thing, because it limits you in the characters that you can.
Yeah.
And
it's
I'm
a complicated
not that,
order.
I have
think.
to think too hard to condense my thoughts to that.
I know, because I think you get 160 characters.
Yeah, and
so
it's every platform has some kind of
rules.
obstacle.
Yeah.
Right.
That's Instagram, you can only have 15-second videos.
15 seconds.
Mm-hmm, they're upping
That would
it.
never work for us.
They're upping it to a minute. I think they're upping it soon. I've heard, but it's everyone has. It's like a challenge.
Yeah, it's a rule.
So is Twitter as popular as it always has been, or is that starting to wane?
An old person thing. I think it's an old person
I don't even
thing,
think Twitter's an old person thing. I think it's just fading out.
Really?
A lot of people don't get Twitter.
I've never understood it.
Yeah, explain it to me, because I really don't understand the hashtag thing.
And I'm really visual. I need to see visuals.
Well, and I
right?
get these tweets from my friends, and it's like, okay, here's what I think when I get them. You know, when you're at a stoplight and you look at the license plate in front of you, and you know it's a vanity plate, and you're trying to figure
it out. Yeah.
what
it's saying,
what it says.
Yeah, it's totally
And then the light changes, and you're like, damn, I didn't get it.
Yeah, there's so many acronyms and so many condensed things.
And that's what I've always had the trouble with Twitter, because you can't. It's like it's a code, and I'm not in the code.
Yeah.
Twitter was the first one to do the thing where you can follow them, they don't have to follow you back. Mm-hmm. So I think it started with celebrities, loved Twitter, because they could have millions of followers and they didn't have to follow everyone. Whereas Facebook, you can't be friends with Beyonce on Facebook, because it's just.
It's not going
to happen.
Yeah.
So that's where it kind of started. But now even celebrities are dying off Twitter because they're going to Instagram and Snapchat.
Because it's easier. You just take a picture or video and post it. You don't have to type.
And they're, a lot of their demographic is millennials, and they want instant gratification. So we have very little attention span.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we want what we want it now. We don't want videos more than 15 seconds, and we want to see pictures immediately.
So the Twitter, when people were tweeting, did they have to, how can I phrase it? How do they communicate in just a few words? And what really was the purpose of it? Was it to tell you, oh, I'm here at the restaurant, or
Pretty much.
That was it.
Just kind of lets
And
you know that I'm still here.
what's the hashtag
Right?
thing mean?
So a hashtag is say you say hashtag love.
Okay.
Whatever you want. So if you click on that hashtag, it's going to come up with every post that has been under the hashtag love.
Okay.
So if you go on Instagram and you do hashtag, beach, you're
Right.
going to see all these beach photos. Everyone is posting on the beach.
Okay.
You go
Okay.
post dog, you're going to see all these dog photos. You go puppies of Instagram, you're going to see whatever hashtag you look up, you're going to
Okay.
see everyone's stuff. So it's a way of
that's
finding.
kind of going back. So I shouldn't even waste any more time on that, because that's passé.
For Twitter. Yeah.
Twitter now, in my opinion, is becoming more for businesses.
Okay.
It's more like
Really? I didn't know that.
like if
Wow.
you want to complain about an airline, you go on Twitter, you write a tweet, and
there you
they'll get
go.
back to you. You complain about your cable bill, AT&T will reach out to you. It's like
Really? So
Because they don't want that
large
negative content,
companies
right?
are really monitoring
Right.
now that
Oh, that's
because
really good. The next
Because if you
time
think
we're
of
on a flight.
if you think of a company like, think of an airline. How many
the
photos can they
airlines,
post on Instagram? How many
Right.
photos of
Of the
the
airplane.
clouds in the airplane?
Yeah.
They don't have enough material.
Right.
Twitter, they can keep up because it's just like little things. Here's a deal. Hey, check out our website. Hey, we have a sale. Whatever. So it's a good, but they're very responsive to that. They have big companies have teams that just stock Twitter.
Well, I am very much into looking online to see what other people's experiences are, especially if I'm choosing a restaurant or a hotel or whatever. So I'll look on Yelp, I'll look on TripAdvisor, and I will say that when I see something that, is kind of questionable about the place, I'm like, nah, I won't go to that. I'll go to the other one.
Right.
So I see the power that it has over the consumer, which is just me as not choosing thing. So Ben, how do companies and how do they control that when people just get a bug up their ass and go, oh, I'm just going to tweet and Yelp that I don't like your place because I just don't like your place.
Well, the hard thing, with TripAdvisor and Yelp, people don't normally go on there when they have good things to say. They usually only go on there when they have bad things
complaints.
to say.
Yeah.
If you go have a nice dinner, you're like, oh, that was good. And you go home and you live your. But if it was bad and they make you mad,
Right.
Then they go on a
I'm gonna
rant.
Yelp about them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
I'm gonna write a bad review. So it's hard
True.
because I usually take it with a grain of salt because you have.
Okay.
There's a lot of the times, like I said, when you're happy, you just go on with your life. You're not going to spend any more time on it. When you're upset, you're like, okay, I'll show
Well,
you.
it's like my pest control guy. He goes, "Would you go on Yelp and give me a good Yelp?"
Yeah, I get people that will do that. Businesses
and I
will
will
do that to
do
me,
that
yeah.
because that's how I found him. He had 5 things in my neighborhood, and everybody was very, very pleased with him. But he actually asked us to do that.
Yep.
And
My apartment building has asked me to do it.
My dentist has asked me to do it.
yeah, my dentist has asked me as well.
My agent even asked me to do it.
Really?
Wow, your agent.
Yeah.
Well, because agents do not have a good reputation. I mean, isn't that one
Or,
step up from used car salesman?
Pretty much. I mean, if they give you one, one,
We
one
need
bad,
an agent, Barbara. Yeah.
they give you one
maybe
bad.
I shouldn't have said that, Renee.
Careful.
But if they book a different model instead of you, or they do one thing to make you mad, you go write a bad review, and then the agent's like, okay. I mean, it's not going to really help them, but
Right.
Yeah.
Well, are there things that you go out for now as an actor that are a little different? Because there are so many different platforms now that they're doing movies and televisions. I mean, usually there was a season, like we were talking about a season of pilot season, but now you've got Netflix and Hulu and
right. It used to be pilot season was like February, March, April.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, they would do all these pilots, and the goal of pilot is the very first episode of any series.
right.
Like a sizzle, right?
Yeah.
Like a sizzle.
So anytime you watch any new show, the first episode is always called pilot.
Right.
Desperate Housewives, the first episode.
Yeah.
Whatever show you watch, it's called pilot. So what they would do is in the spring, they come up with these shows, they film them, and in the summer, they pitch them to networks, and they hope someone picks them up. And then in September, it used to, new shows in September used to always come out. It was
Right.
the
Yeah,
premiere.
And
because
now it's
you were
not
back to
really
school
like
and you got
that.
to watch the new shows.
Yeah.
And now it's different because now there's Hulu, there's Netflix, YouTube has their own series, Amazon has their own series, DreamWorks is coming up with their own platform, HBO,
Oh, really?
HBO Go. There's all these platforms, and now there's a new series coming out in June, then there's a new one in October, and there's one in the middle of January. And not only do they just do an episode, sometimes they just release the whole season.
Right, and that's what I
That's
love.
what Netflix did, right?
Yeah,
With
they really were the start of
yeah.
that. Well, I belong to all of those things because I watch television nonstop.
Do you really?
I'm
Yeah.
a television addict. Have been a television addict even as a kid because I grew up in kind of a crappy neighborhood in Brooklyn, and to escape my lunatic family, I would just sit in front of the television and I would watch Ozzie and Harriet and all of those silly sitcoms,
Yeah.
and then look behind me and wonder how come my family didn't
How
get
come
that memo.
Well, this family I'm watching is normal.
Right.
What happened to my family?
But
yeah.
I actually knew how to work a VCR,
Yeah.
which a lot of people do
A
not.
what?
Yeah. He's
yes,
like,
a
what?
what?
Uh-huh.
And I think I was the
That's
first
the thing you
person
push a
on my
sandwich
block.
into. That's like, remember videotapes? Yeah.
I mean, I've always been very electronically
You-
inclined.
yeah, you-
yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
she's
as soon as
pretty
I read
savvy
about
that
the technology of DVRs, I mean, was on it. And I will wake up at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning to catch up on television
Oh my God. I didn't know that about you.
Before
Wow.
I have to teach yoga and before I have to start work. But yeah, if I see that little thing is filling up or that I haven't gotten through my Netflix series of something, I will get up in the middle of the night and watch a certain amount of television.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Wow.
I'm
That's
absolutely
amazing.
crazy when I'm a crazy person in
You're a
general.
television
but
queen. I love
yes,
it. Yeah.
I am a television queen. And so when they started coming out on the different platforms with Hulu and Netflix, I was on top of that because you could watch the whole series.
And you can watch on your iPad sitting in bed.
Right,
Yeah.
you could anywhere. It's great. I'm going to a yoga retreat in at the end of June, and I go, "Hey, you got television?" And they're like, "No." I go, "You got Wi-Fi?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, okay." So I can go because I could watch my shows on my iPad.
See, smart girl. Yeah.
See, and
I
I'm
go
the worst
nowhere with
worst
it.
actor. I don't watch really any TV.
Really?
Because I fall asleep.
See,
know,
that's
it's
why
so
I have
bad.
to wake up in the morning at an ungodly hour because I fall asleep at night.
I go to movies all the time. Like I see
And I
everything
don't
that comes
anymore.
Because I love the movie theater. I love the whole everything.
Experience of it.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
most of the time, sometimes I fall asleep because I bring a blanket. But when I'm on my couch, I'm just like out.
See, and I used to do before the internet, really exploded with all these different platforms. I went to the movies a lot. Now I don't. If it's a choice between, gee, I have 3 hours tonight, I can watch television or go to a movie. I go back to the TV.
Well, you like the comfort of your own home, right?
I do.
Yeah.
And I did go to a movie theater in Las Vegas in downtown Summerlin that had the big, comfy chairs and
That's where I fall asleep.
Oh, I love those. Yeah, and then
it
when they
was-
serve cocktails, I love that too.
fighting to stay awake because I had taken, I had eaten too much sugar and soda and everything. And I don't drink that
And it's so
shit at
comfortable.
home, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And the next thing I knew, I'm like drooling in the seat, out cold. So, but with all these different platforms, though, it does expand the opportunity for actors like Ben.
Absolutely. No, I think it's certainly because my generation, we didn't have all this stuff. And so, like, for him to recently move back to Los Angeles after he
Right.
graduated from college, I mean, he's got all these platforms that he's able to tap into on his own without having to go through an agent and
Well, and you know what? Also, I'm seeing I'm getting a lot of public relations emails about web series and people who are just saying, forget about the whole process of Hollywood. We're just taking our smartphones and tablets and we are producing our own web series.
Yeah. There was a movie at Sundance that won, and it was filmed on an iPhone 6.
Really?
And it won at Sundance. It was crazy.
Ben and I went to a screening for a friend of mine, John Asher, who just has a film out, and he was able to walk they had the blue carpet there. And
Okay, so what's different between blue carpet and red carpet?
Well, they just had blue because I don't know. That's
It's Autism Awareness Month.
Yeah.
and the
Oh,
colors.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But actually, Ben had pointed out it was really interesting because we were looking at the press line, and you actually said to me, "You're like, oh my God, look, they're just shooting on an iPhone." They had the tripod and everything, and you think that they're these big fancy cameras, and all of a sudden you pointed out to me, and I was like, oh my God, you're right. They're just using their iPhone.
Yeah, I did an
Yeah,
interview
it's
with the guy. I mean, he had a microphone.
Yeah.
But then it was just linked into an iPhone.
Link into
Isn't that crazy?
Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Ben, do you think that you would produce web series and move into that kind of arena?
I think I'm open to everything. I kind of go in every direction.
That's why we brought him into this.
Right,
See, you're doing radio right now. This is
I just kind of go with the tide, go with the flow, whatever is.
whatever presents itself to him, right?
Well,
Yeah.
right now, because it's when we're taping this, it's in the month of April, and the Newport Beach Film Festival is happening right now. Will you be heading down that way to see any of those?
I probably will. I usually try to make an appearance at some of those festivals and go watch the new and upcoming stuff.
I have not been to the festival in a couple
Maybe
of
we
years.
should come down and go to the festival,
Yeah,
right?
I've been getting all these invitations to go. And when they first started, which was a bunch of years ago, I went and I sat in, it was one evening, and I guess I was on the boring evening. And I was sitting in an area where I
fall
couldn't
asleep?
really leave and be polite about it. And the movie was the most horrible, boring thing. I don't even remember what it was because I was trying to sleep with my eyes open.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And if you concentrate on that long enough, you don't pay attention to anything that's around you.
I'll have to try that sometime.
I'm going to use that trick.
Yeah.
Right. Sleeping with your eyes open. But we are never sleeping with our eyes open when we're living out loud. And we're out of time in this segment.
Woo!
Yay.
Thanks again.
So thanks,
Thank
Renee.
you.
Thanks, Ben. And thanks you for listening. See you next time.